Say hello to the all new TVS Ronin. Well, yes, this is a completely new motorcycle, a completely new style for TVS. Now, whether it's a Scrambler or a cruiser, well, you have to make your mind on that. But we've been riding this motorcycle today, and you've already seen it in pictures, you've already seen detailed shots of this motorcycle. But today, we've been riding this motorcycle in Goa. Now, of course, the weather didn't really play along because it's been raining throughout the day, and as you can see, I'm all drenched here. But overall, we have somehow managed to ride this motorcycle, and there are a lot of interesting things going for this motorcycle. So what's on offer with the all new TVS Ronin? Well, let's give you a quick review of this all new motorcycle. Like I said, this is an all new motorcycle. That means it has got an all new frame and an all new engine. Now, starting with the frame, of course, it has a double cradle frame, and the most important bit in its chassis are the new bits. Like the suspension, for example, it comes with 41mm Showa big piston fork, and these are inverted forks. Coming to the rear suspension, it has got a monoshock, and this motorcycle is quite compact. It has a wheelbase of 1357mm, so that makes it a more compact motorcycle. Even in terms of styling, this is more like a Scrambler, even though TVS says that it's not a Scrambler. But the way the seat has been designed, the way the tank is, even these bits around here, it feels like a Scrambler. So for me, it is a very beefy motorcycle. It is a very compact motorcycle. Of course, some of you have been saying that it looks quite compact and it looks quite small, but that's what it is. And I think the quality, the fit and finish of this motorcycle is tremendous, like you'd expect from a TVS product. It has got all the bases covered. Now, coming to the wheel sizes, of course, it gets 17-inch wheels on both ends, but the front one is a 110 section width tire, whereas the rear one is a 130 section width tire. Now, again, this is quite a good looking motorcycle, but yes, it does look a little small. This is a 225cc engine. It does look a little compact. This is, like I said, a 225cc engine. It's a single cylinder. It's air and oil cooled. It comes with an oil cooler. Now, this is a square engine. That means the bore and stroke are identical at 66mm. From what I could gather, this is the same engine as the Apache RTR 200, because even that bike has the same bore of 66mm, but that has a shorter stroke. So this has a longer stroke, of course. In terms of performance, in terms of specifications, this develops 20 bhp and 20 Newton meters of torque. So TVS says that this engine has been tuned for more bottom end performance, a stronger low and mid range, and that's what this engine actually is. It comes with a 5-speed gearbox that has an assist and slipper clutch. So again, it's fully loaded on that front. Coming to the engine performance, well, to be very honest with you, this is a peach of an engine because it's super refined. It revs super freely. It redlines at around 9,200 rpm, and it revs all the way to the red line quite easily. Now, what I absolutely love about the engine is that it's very tractable. Even from 2000 rpm onwards, it has got a lot of grunt. Similarly, the gearing is also quite short, so the engine and gearbox, they complement each other really well. So if you're riding it in the city, you will actually enjoy this powertrain. It is quite peppy, and it feels very eager all the time. Even in taller gears, even if you're in third or fourth gears, it can pull from speeds from 25 to 30 kilometers per hour without juddering a bit. So this is, again, TVS says that it's meant for leisure riding, and that's how the engine has been tuned. And in that regard, I think they've done a tremendous job. It is sort of perfect in that respect. Today we've been riding on wet roads in Goa, and of course there was not a lot of traffic, but you could sense what the engine is capable of. I was trying to do really low speed runs, and on that front, I think this motorcycle impressed me a lot. Now, the other thing is it has a top speed of 120 kilometers per hour. It can do that quite easily. It doesn't feel stressed at high speeds. Today, again, we couldn't really push it to its limits, but in third gear, it redlines at around 90 kilometers per hour. So in the city, you'll absolutely enjoy this motorcycle. Even if you plan to go touring, I think this can cruise very comfortably at around 100 or 110 kilometers per hour. So that's going to be speedo indicated. So that means the true speed of 100 kilometers per hour is quite possible on this motorcycle. Similarly, in terms of comfort, in terms of riding ergonomics, it is a very comfortable motorcycle. The seat is really nice, it is very cushiony, and the riding position is quite relaxed. The bars are wide and it is quite tall. Now again, we didn't get to ride it extensively today because it's been raining, and we only did close to 40 or 50 kilometers today, and that was also on wet roads, so didn't really get to push it. So in terms of handling, again, it is a TVS product, and TVS has this magic formula somehow. Even though the suspension feels soft, it is quite good around corners. It doesn't feel floaty, it doesn't feel uninspiring to ride. It has a very nice front end, it tips into corners very easily, and this motorcycle, I'd say, it is a great handler. Of course, it's not as good as something like the RTR 200 because it has a lazy rake angle, and even the tires have block pattern. So in terms of grip on wet roads, they're perfect, but when you're trying to corner really hard, so of course you do think that it could do with better tires. Especially at the rear, I felt the rear was a little soft also. The suspension felt a little soft, a little leery. But again, these are my first impressions. I didn't really get to ride this motorcycle. It's been raining, like I said. I've been telling this again and again because I really wanted to experience more of this motorcycle. Other important thing is, of course, the brakes. The brakes also feel very nice and they have got strong bite. They do feel a little wooden initially, but overall the braking performance is really phenomenal. And this being the top end variant, it also comes with adjustable levers for both brake as well as clutch. Now there are some very interesting details on this motorcycle. Like for instance, the headlamp, it is an all LED unit, but this comes with this T sort of pattern and it looks quite cool. On the top end variants, you'll also see this has smoked finish. So it looks quite cool, especially with these golden forks around. The fit and finish, the quality levels are absolutely brilliant on this motorcycle, quite impressive. Similarly, these LED indicators, they're also very smartly designed and they look like a quality thing. So this is the front end. It looks quite beefy and it looks like a big bike for sure. So this is my favorite angle to this motorcycle. Now if you come around here, you'll see it has got a brand new instrument cluster. So this is offset, a little too offset, but this is actually quite easy to use and all the readouts, everything is quite clear around here. This is the top end variant, so it comes with TVS's Smart Connect technology, so you can connect your smartphone through an app and you have a lot of features here like call notifications, SMS, and in fact turn-by-turn navigation. So this is only available with this top end variant. You won't get that in the lower variants. What you will get instead in the lower variants as well is modes. So this comes with urban as well as rain mode. So that's about it. In terms of features and equipment, I think it is decently kitted out. The other thing is, of course, the tank. It is very Scrambler like. It is a big tank. It is of 14 liters of capacity. So if you want to go touring, this bike will have a decent range. The other thing is, it is a very light motorcycle. It only weighs 159 kilos. That's for the base and mid variant, but this one is heavier by a kilo. So this is 160 kilograms. So if you're going to do a lot of city riding, this is going to be very comfortable. It is more like a naked motorcycle, so it is quite nimble and quite agile on that front. So in terms of design, in terms of overall appeal, I think this is a great motorcycle, but like I said in the beginning, you may have differing opinions in the sense how this motorcycle is designed, because it is quite compact. So a lot of people are comparing it with the CB 350 Highness, which is a more expensive motorcycle, especially the RS version, and that is a bigger motorcycle. It comes with a bigger engine and it has a bigger wheelbase as well. So right now it doesn't have a direct rival in the market, but where it sits right now, as in between 200 to 350cc, this has created actually an all new segment for itself. So it'll be interesting to see how the customers receive it in the market, and we'll see if there are a lot of takers of this kind of motorcycle in this segment. Now coming to my final verdict, well, of course, this is a motorcycle from TVS, so we were expecting it to be good. The fundamentals are absolutely perfect, whether it's the engine performance, the refinement, the gearing, the way this motorcycle rides and handles, the braking, even the kit and the quality levels, everything on this motorcycle is absolutely perfect. I can't really complain on any front, especially given the time we had with the motorcycle. We only spent half a day and it was raining, but first impressions are really positive. Now coming to the value for money part, of course it's priced from 1.49 lakh to 1.69 lakh. and the top end variant is a little expensive for a 225cc motorcycle. So long story short, I am really impressed with the TVS Ronin. I think this is a great product. It has got all the bases covered, and yeah, I'm looking forward to ride it for a longer duration and probably in better weather conditions, so that we really get to push it to its limits and see what the Ronin is capable of. But from what I can tell right now, it is a great motorcycle, and I think it will do well just like any other TVS product on the market.